Okay folks, we're on our first ride on the old Raleigh 3-speed, and the first thing I discovered is the brakes are absolutely shocking. It's going to need some new brake pads really soon, so I'm difficulty stopping on these hills. So I'm coming out nice and quietly because the brake pads don't work at all. So that's our first job on this Superb. Now we've got the gears and everything sorted out, the pads. Then you've got the local drive and after it, you can't fucking drive. But you see them would have quite happily run me into the back of that car. I wouldn't have been able to stop. And certain doom would have been on the cards. Okay, first stop then. Get me a bolt for my GoPro to make a 360 mount on the camera. I just discovered DIY shop is already shut. Okay. Alright, Tesco. Next stop, Tesco. Okay, so I got the brakes are full on, I squeeze as hard as I can, and they hardly slow in the bike. And the derailleurs, etc. Sorry, 3-speed rearcher setup. She wasn't meshing gear properly, but after I was serviced the other day, she's now working great. Got a slight rub on the chin guard. I'm going to take a little run now down the Raleigh trail on the A465 cycle route. Now, as I've discovered, the old brake blocks on this old girl they need replacing. So you actually stop the bike at all. Alright. Over. Come past the site now with the old gasworks now vary. Let's try our gears now. First decent bit of road. There's second. And here's our top third gear. Working lovely. As predicted, I said to Rowan, the gears are too high for around here. They are insanely high. But on the other hand, I'm in top gear now on this lovely bit of cycleway on the A365, and it's actually the perfect gear. So I'm a bit undecided now. But this is a gentle downhill descent. This is the old railway line from Newport to Brimo and on to Abergavenny, which no longer exists, obviously, because I'm riding on it. But I'm going to give you a taste of the old ding dong bell. I will, honest. There we are. Okay, so those are pressed to the left and the right. It's a lovely bell. And this is riding it so smooth. Now I know that you guys haven't seen the video yet for the Raleigh Trail 501, but I can tell you that running on all alloy with a Reynolds frame, this runs every bit as good on its was that 1980, that's 45-year-old hubs. She's running beautiful. I got the tyre pressures a little bit high. I think I got about 50 pound of pressure in them. And so I'm not even pedaling, I'm just letting it coast. Now I start pedaling now. Pick up the speed a little bit. A couple of squirrels ahead, so if you can see you on the camera. Now we're coming through here now of 6 Bells, the site of the mining disaster. Down here, down here. Oh yeah, she's changing down nice. Actually changing up nice as well, really nice. Since I did that service on the gearbox, the hub gear last week, first ride I had it, she was sticking in gear, she was dropping out the gear. But after that good service last week, I can report she is working fantastic. I made up a temporary camera mount for the Raleigh, because with the bag on I couldn't find nothing at all that would fit the handlebars. That's why we've got a slightly off-centre camera setup. It's not pointing directly in front, it's slightly off to the centre. So for the camera to clear the height of the bag, I had to use a couple of knuckles and screw them together, because the mount I bought, if you remember, if you've seen the video, will not fit a conventional bicycle. Now this railway line was actually still laid 30 years ago, before people did anything with it. Now here we are, the conventions pass on the left, women they'll pass on the right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a lovely little ride down here. Believe it or not, I've lived here majority of my life. Never used it. And the reason being, always out in the car, always going somewhere further afield. Truck driver. You explore everywhere else around Europe and your country, but never your own doorstep. Now, as we come down this section of railway line, we just parked coming into Aberdeen now with the old Webb's Brewery. I've been for a bit of clearing on it, right? I'll point the camera in the general direction, as you can have a look. Over. Okay, we start to level out a bit here now. So we're going to drop it down to second gear. It's so smooth. I can't. Do you know what? I've never really had a good run on a Sturmey Archer bike before, and it is so much smoother than a derailleur. Once you go one of the new Sturmey Archers now, with the alloy casings, see what they like, the throwaway ones for 150 plus pounds. You want to pay 150 quid for a hub that you just throw away, you can't service it. Mad. Right, we come past what would be a brewery on the right hand side. It's just a housing estate now. You're not missing nothing. There's here on the right hand side now. This is Aberdeen Junction. The wall on our right coming down. I'll stop the view and have a look. So this would have been the platform on our right hand side here. Let's bring our camera up a little bit. She kind of stumbled over. Hang on, here we are. So this here now on our right, this would be the platform for Aberdeen Junction. It was the biggest junction in the area. I believe it had 8 lanes of traffic, 3 lanes moving slow. You can see the quarrying done here on the left hand side for the cutting to be put through. Loads of work done, and as we go through we'll see more of the amount of quarrying that was done to put this station in place. So you're actually riding now where the old railway bed was at our big junction. So it's on the north branch towards Brimmow, heading south to Newport. and the railway would carry us straight ahead there, and you can see now the platform as we come up on the right hand side. Unfortunately it's no longer with us, and we can't proceed no further that way. The remains of the junction is there on the left. Now we're going to come back this way to where the brewery was, our big brewery, which is now straight in front of us. Brewery Court. And it was quite a sizable brewery with a few hundred staff working there. And back down to the left was the Ambry Arms, the main hotel attached to the brewery. Railway test for you. We're catching one of the trains still in use. So we're going to follow the A465 now down to Lanhilleth. My dodgy brakes. A quick stop to show you there. So there we have the River Tulare from the right. That's the Tulare of Aber. So Aber Tulare, there's your Tulare, the river coming up on the right. And this now will be directly stood over is the River Ebu. So we got Cum Ebu and Aber Ebu to the left, and Cum Tulare and Aber Tulare off to the right. Okay, let's get going. Now the sign's pointed this way, so there we are, cycling walkway, Aber Tulare. Now this would be some days now I really need my something like a trail bike, like a rally trail, because it'd be fantastic on you now. But this 45-year-old girl is still doing really well for an inaugural ride. Bit off-roading. Now, that's insane. The signs come all the way down to here, as you've seen. That is a complete dead end. Right, so let's turn the bike around and see how the hell we get out of this mess. It's like got jogging bottoms on, but incidentally not shorts. Because everything around here is never maintained as it should be, ever. I see a gentleman in the park right here. Okay, looks like that should have been a trail running through there. Looks like that's been blocked off. That's this guy up here. Okay then guys, we was unsuccessful at our first stop to acquire a bolt for the GoPro mount for the pivot. So now I'm going to try a go screw fix. So I'll switch the camera up for 10 minutes while we go and investigate. Okay guys, we looked out there, didn't have the thread I needed. It looks like it's a proprietary thread, so it's going to be something. Well, I'm going to go back on what I said, Rowan. I will have that extra gear. Well, I'll put that extra lower gear in, because coming down I didn't realise the incline, but I certainly know it going back up. Well, I come down here on one of the Dynatechs, nice and lightweight, 21 gears. It plays that they fly up here, but this old steel frame, whoa, it sure does make your thighs hurt. Like I said, on the camera this will look flat. Alright mate. For anybody watching then, that gentleman pick up his dog poop, he wasn't barking mad or nuts. In the UK now, I think it's up to £150 fine if your dog fouls in a public place and you don't pick it up. So if your dog craps 10 times a week, that's £1,500 fine, which is absolutely nuts. Okay, coming back into Railway Terrace now. Okay, I'll stop up here in a minute in the park. I'll drink of water and we have a look at the bike. Yeah, as well as newfangled electric e-bikes. I'm just discovering the joys of the 1980s. exactly. 2 points to me, a little bit further up. I got a loose handlebar grip as well, it's going to need reattaching. That's 3 jobs so far. Are you bet?
Yeah.
Try her in here. Lovely. I push it up there. Ask for 2 seat for me to ride. My ankles are killing come up there. Another fantastic moment. There you are now, you can see the old here now. Railway bridge going overhead. If I bring the camera back, you can even see the brickwork in the arches, which isn't done today. It's just left with the bare metal girders. And across there is the remains. Turning the camera up, back there, remains of a signal box. And also you can see there now, bring it in, the other side of the platform where she was. So there's the other side of the platform at Aberbeek Junction, and there's the other side of the platform. So you got the north and the south, and this was 2 tracks coming down through here. And also you can see it now, the length of the platform on the left hand side, how big the trains are coming through. I would say generally 6 carriages, which doesn't seem a lot, but there's a branch line to Brimlow, the main line going down to Vale and up to Merthyr. It's quite a sizable station. And this right here now is the end of the platform. Okay, so we pass Aberbeek now and approaching the slip road for what would be 6 Wells Colliery, or the new colliery, Aberthill area as it was so called. And at this point I think I'm going to pull off and have a drink and do a spot of filming. Okay then guys, here we are. We're in the sun, or a bit of shade now, with this really nice 1984 Raleigh Superbe. Now I'm not going to give you the full lowdown in history on the Raleigh Superbes. Rowan's your department on Velocipedium, if you want that sort of thing. Now this bike is 100% original. I was told when I bought her she was a NOS bike. I have no reason not to believe it. There's no wear at all on the bike anyway. And she actually spent more years in transit than she has on the road. And the previous owner in America apparently polished her every summer for about 20 years, which explains some of the gold pinstriping missing off here. But I intend to replace that. I've already been on 2 Lloyd's bicycles for him to make me a custom set of transfers, not stickers. So that's what I'm going to be looking out for. Some of the things you can tell with the salt has got the bungee cords, but these original bungee cords are still strong at working, they always perish. So it shows there hasn't been no ultraviolet light causing the elastic, I think, to perish. It's got the, this is Woodrow valve caps or something like that it's called. It's not the typical Schrader or Presta valves. It's a different kind again. I haven't seen them before. So I had to horse on a Schrader valve to make it fit. A couple of little jobs I want doing that I discovered today. The original brake blocks, as you can see in there, try to get them in. And they completely shot the rubber on them. They do not stop the bike at all. And actually, it does still say Raleigh on the blocks. Okay, so some of the other things we'll be doing then, so we'll be getting some new brake blocks to go on, and we'll take the opportunity to clean the calipers at the same time. Use that excellent Raleigh Quick Clicks bag as I'm about, worth his weight in gold. Our lovely ding dong bell that's going to need a re-chrome. That's an absolutely fabulous sounding bell. I'll re-chrome the bars at the same time, so I intend to keep this bike. My custom adapter I cobbled together so the GoPro works and sees over the bag. Replacement saddle I sorted out with Rowan. This is the original saddle apparently, or it should have been on the bike, but I hate it, so I arranged a deal with Rowan to swap my honey brown Brooks for a nice black one to go with the bike. Needs a little bit of touching on here. I ordered some Land Rover paint for that. I did a little bit of work on a wiring. The rear light doesn't work, but the front light does, and if you connect the two, the rear light stops working, so I've got to sort out the earth on that. We've sorted out the problem with the rear derailleur. It was sticking in gear. That's now working fine, she just needs a good run. The chain guard's been bent back a little bit now to stop the chain rub, so that's lovely, and I'm happy with that. But the rest of the bike, apart from the rusty carrier mount on the rear, which needs a little bit of a spray, there's no rust or nothing else. The rest of the bike is absolutely mint, apart from a little bit there on these cheap mudguards. These are original mudguards, but these are the cheap ones which was never powder coated, which Rowan will tell you about, and these are flake for a pastime. They're absolute junk. So that's why Rowan has refitted an older set of mudguards on his in 1984 Superb. You can see here where it's flaking on the front, but they might have taken off and rub them all the way back down, just respray them. Okay, as you know, it's got the Weinmann brakes, Weinmann levers and all the other pieces. I just had a lovely chat with a young guy from Raleigh on his e-bike. We had a good look around that. So you had a look around the old Raleigh Superb now. Now finish our journey. But I was struck out with getting parts for the GoPro camera. And we're going to cycle the rest of our journey. Okay guys, I'm coming to the end of the trail back in Raleigh, as far as I'm going to be filming whilst riding, because the rest of the way is about a half a mile push at some of the steepest hills you will ever see. If I remember, I'll take a couple of pictures on the way up, as you can see them, and they are insanely steep. So if I don't remember to tell you, hit the notifications bell, the shares, the likes, the subscribes and all that funky good stuff to help me out in the channel get monetized. Thank you guys, take care, bye bye.